I think that's because when you make tough decisions, you're left to deal with the repercussions.
But seriously, dear, I've done so many of these shows across the nation, helped so many people, and guided them to my website. And
look at this.
What is this, a joke program? I mean, what type of a program are you running here?
Here comes the ball.
Go, go, go.
Did you hear that hair?
Be hungry. First on Fox Sports.
Yo, New York!
Morning radio personality Bill Keeler is no longer on the air. He was fired yesterday over a contract.
Father O'Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Great Paul, well in Lynchburg, Virginia. How are you?
Good morning. Go to hell!
Free your mind.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for that. Thank you. Well, good morning. I don't know if you, I just could not go to bed. I was watching last night the January 6th replays at Columbia University, or we call it the January 6th reenactment at Columbia University last night. Listen, police went in, and I think they went in with a plan. They did not want it to be another Kent State. And they arrested dozens and dozens of, not all students. A lot of these, I don't know what the number is, and we might find out today, but I think a lot of them are people from around the country that are professional. This is their cause, and they see an opening in college campuses, and they're going in and showing them how to protest.
Well, I mean, we're one step away from what I think is going to be possible members of Hamas on American soil infiltrating. You know, I think that
Well, I mean, you have, certainly there are sympathizers. There's no doubt about it.
yeah. But I just worry, you know. It's
Sometimes
getting,
I always had this worry that
every level, every day we come in and it's something else has happened. It's growing in violence.
Listen, well, I don't think so. I really think it's the opposite, to be honest with you. It's beginning to calm down around the country. Although at UCLA, is it UCLA? One California university this morning, it's becoming violent. But it's good. Listen, and by the way, Columbia is cleared out now. So what are they going to do today? Are they going to try to come back? I don't know. Many of them have been arrested. I don't know what happens. They probably get released. But I always had this fear that I'm driving in a cab in New York City, and all of a sudden the time goes off, and because many of the cab drivers come from that part of the country.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, everybody gets out of their cab and just shoots everybody, and then we're all gone. I was trying to make a movie.
Oh, boy.
And maybe that is thought of to be you can't stereotype like that, and I understand. However, a lot of those people that were being arrested last night did not look like students.
No.
And some of them were faculty, by the way. And there's some crazy faculty there on the campus of Columbia and many campuses. At the end of the day, there were certainly students that were arrested, but I think NYPD did a tremendous job. I don't think there were any injuries, any shootings, any. I think they just put people on buses and they arrested them,
As they should have.
I completely agree. And whatever is going on at in California, I forget which, I have the story pulled, but which university there is,
I think it is UCLA.
Is dealing in violence this morning. It's because police are not screwing around anymore. But that's turning to violence. It really didn't in New York City, which I guess is a positive. So how long should, first of all, Columbia made the mistake by allowing them to create the encampment in the first place. Mm-hmm. And I understand there's a history of protesting war, goes back through time, Vietnam, the racial tensions that occurred in the 1960s. All of this stuff has a history at Columbia, but at the end of the day, this thing, and it's kind of weird too. I find it's kind of difficult because if you are a person who is legitimately against the war and you are legitimately a supporter of Israel and you legitimately do not hold anything negative against Jewish people, you are automatically classified as an anti-Semite, which I don't necessarily think is fair. The problem is,
I think you mean the other thing. I think
no, that's exactly what I mean.
If you're pro-Jewish, you're an anti-Semite?
If you are against the war,
yeah,
yet you are not against Jews, you are pro-Jewish.
Oh, you're
supportive of Israel being a country. You do not want Israel wiped off the face of the earth or Jews. Yet you are against the war. There are a lot of people like that. In fact, many of them are Jewish. Mm-hmm. I just feel like those people are automatically considered anti-Semites, which I don't necessarily feel is good. On the other hand, if you're fighting the war, you're against everything that is going on. You are still in a scenario where you're considered an anti-Semite. The other problem is that anti-Semites are being brought in. People that hate Jews, hate Israel, have really mixed in with the people from the universities that are protesting. So all the way around, this is just bad. It attracts bigots and racists. So it's bad. It's ugly. It's horrible. And police did what they had to do, and I'm glad they did, and come in and just get everybody out of there. Meanwhile, these kids are probably paying $80,000 a year to go to Columbia. Oh, wait a minute. They're probably not paying for it. They're either on a free ride or their parents are paying for it. And what are these parents saying? Why don't they? Are these parents calling up and saying, stop? I hope you're not a part of this.
May agree.
Well, they may. I guess they
anyway.
Might. Anyway, just a quite a thing to see last night. And again, all the credit in the world goes to NYPD for not turning this into a Kent State, because they went in. There were hundreds of NYPD officers, and it was all live on TV last night. It was something to watch. What else?
They needed to smack some sense into them, I think, is what they should have done.
Well, I guess that's what happened, right? But they didn't do it physically. It didn't turn into something that was, but it could have. All it would take is for some of these protesters to start fighting and doing what's going on in California right now. Ryan Schmelz comes up in a little bit. The education secretary is testifying at a hearing on Capitol Hill over all of this and how to eliminate anti-Semitism from college campuses. Mighty John the Record Guy to start May off with 10 records that are filled with value, a lot of money. Rabbi Diddy Walks and a Jewish student will be on the air this morning. I like that. Andrew Reed, Weekly Legal. We take 3 legal topics and throw them out there. And Ryan Nobles from NBC is on this morning. I also have a quiz. How are you at your internet lingo?
Ooh, well, I guess
are you
it just
good
depends.
at it?
I would like to think I am, but
do you know your stuff? I'll get to that coming up in just a second.
I'd like to think so, but
and how about the weather?
How about it?
the next 3 days look like they're going to be actually pretty decent. Once today kind of settles in, we'll have sunshine and clouds, and temperatures come up close to 70 tomorrow, mid to upper 60s, and then Friday in the low 70s before we have another weekend of rain. Davey, are you all upset over the Yankees today too? It's just you guys are acting as if like it's October.
I know.
I mean, come on. And by the way, the Yankees are what, 19-12?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Okay.
Bad habits are revealing themselves now. And if you have these bad habits now and poor pitching performances, which you can't even really blame the pitchers so much as the infield that can't catch a cold, it's frustrating to watch, and it's the kind of stuff that will lose you games in October. So
Okay. Fair enough.
I agree 100%
All right.
with what Mr. Andrew said.
All right. Kentucky Derby is this weekend. Do you know what they're paying for Kentucky Derby tickets?
To go in attendance.
To actually be there.
In the thousands.
There are still tickets available online. And according to just kind of taking a stab at what it would cost to be there, StubHub, SeatGeek, and Vivid Seats, just regular grandstand seats are $95. That's not bad.
Okay. Yeah, that's not
Not bad, but I think you're required to wear a hat. And reserve seating is another story with prices starting well above $800 per seat.
Okay, so I'm not wrong.
If you want really good tickets. But general admission, you're at $95. Reserve seating, you're going to spend close to $1,000. And Scott will be on Friday to give us his picks.
Well, Kathy's already given us her pick.
Okay, what was her pick again?
Out of time.
Out of time. She's out of
We're
time.
out of time.
Yeah.
She's already got her shirt already, too, she said.
She's all ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah, she's ready to go. Yesterday's Mets game, the Mets victorious over the Cubs. Yesterday's Mets game.
Same score as the Yankees.
Yesterday's Mets game, Bill Murray was in attendance.
Ooh.
And, this guy is something. He loves hanging with the people. He took the 7 train from Manhattan up to Queens and rode up with everybody else. And that's have you ever been on that?
Yeah.
That is a crowded train. You would not set foot on that train, Davey.
I've never been to
Citi Field.
To Citi Field.
Anyways.
I want to go bad this year.
Anyway,
It's nice.
Anyway, Bill Murray was just hanging with everybody else. They're all taking pictures. They're hanging with him. He's having a blast. I love Bill Murray. Out of everybody that's all those SNL characters, I mean, we heard good things about Chevy Chase up here. We've heard bad things about Chevy Chase, but up here he seemed to treat everybody really well when he was doing that movie up here. Major announcement yesterday at Marcy. Nano. Andrew, what do we know?
We just know that there's going to be some funding for workforce development up there.
What?
Yeah.
See, I think you have to. I think,
so
by mid-show yesterday, we had realized it was not anything big.
Yeah, right.
So we kind of
backed
laid off the thing. I was interested though to see that Cannon is so active at Marcy.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
But
you,
it should.
not
But
even knowing that
that isn't because I think they're out in the Albany area, and it just shows you how. When some, Micron has this major plant in the Syracuse area, that there will be many feeder opportunities, feeder jobs that will occur here, giving people opportunities.
Well, and, I do believe and am optimistic, hopeful that there will be another chip fab plant that may come to the Marcy campus. There's plenty of room, plenty of water, great community. So
I agree. I think we should have a grading system of when there are announcements.
Yeah.
Because the media grabs a hold of this and they go nuts about it. There's a major announcement coming.
And the media outlet that reported there was some big announcement, I couldn't even find what the announcement was on their website later in the day. So.
When they bring out the trumpets, either Diaz is coming in relief or there's a major announcement happening at SUNY Poly.
If Hochul ain't coming, it ain't that big.
And she was not coming.
No.
So this was, all supportive, all positive. There's no doubt.
Right.
But I would call this. There was an announcement at SUNY Poly yesterday, not a major announcement. What are you all? You're all digged out today. You got
we got a listing presentation today.
Big one.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that mean for people who don't know? What is a River Hills man? What is a listing presentation?
A listing presentation is me coming to your home to let you know how we do business.
Okay, so you're trying to get the job.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so we tell you what your home is worth, what it could be sold for, the strategy to get the best price
Are these people
possible.
definitely selling their home?
Yes.
Okay. So this is not a, I was.
But there are other agents they're talking to. So.
Of course, so they could select somebody else.
As I encourage anyone to do.
So I have made it's no secret that I'm producing the River Hills TV show called
Correct.
Sold
Doing
in
a
upstate
wonderful
New York.
job.
And they told a story, I thought, and I think it aired in last week's program. This was so amazing. They had a buyer from New Jersey who had just taken a big job up here and was looking for a really nice house. Time after time after time, they showed them houses. They could not find what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And I think they wanted they wanted to make sure they had a horse farm of some sort.
Yeah.
And so time after time, they're looking, they're searching, and they find nothing. One day, Bill and Robin Maggio were driving, and they saw almost like if you remember Miracle on 34th Street, where at the end they're driving by and the little girl sees the house. So they're driving by this, and they see this horse farm, and it is not for sale.
Ooh.
So they decide to knock on the door and say, hey, we're just telling you we have a buyer who's interested in purchasing a home just like this. Is it possible you guys might be interested in selling your home? They invited them in.
No kidding.
They had coffee. And when they left, the door was opened. Within 2 or 3 months, the buyer from New Jersey had purchased the house, and they are still living there today.
That is awesome.
Isn't that a great story?
It's an awesome story.
And that is just by. I always say, if you don't ask the question, you're never going to know the answer. If you don't knock on the door, you would never know. Had they not knocked on the door, they would never have known.
Especially a property like that. If somebody
Unique, something very, very unique.
Yeah, maybe somebody, but there's a lot of maintenance on a property like that. So maybe somebody was just, you know what, I've got this opportunity that's presented itself. I want to relax. I want to enjoy. I want to not do so much maintenance.
I have been watching Baby Reindeer.
Yes.
Per your advice.
I'm glad you're on the train.
Last night, you sent us into a road that was. At one point, my wife said, "Oh my God, you're telling everybody to watch this. Some people are going to really have a tough time with it." It went down a whole different road.
Yeah. Oh, so you got to that episode. Okay.
I got to the actor episode.
Yep. Yes.
Holy moly! It was disturbing. That one episode was disturbing.
It was, and it just takes
And
the
then
whole.
it
starts, but it starts to kind of explain. So much. You know.
Now I have to put a disclaimer on. That Reindeer is awesome, that series, but beware, it gets very graphic.
It does, yeah.
Very graphic. Here's the rule. If you're going to a rap concert, do not touch the rapper.
Oh, okay. There needs to be a rule about that?
There is. A viral video out shows that a fight broke out in Syracuse at a concert over the weekend after a fan touched rapper Stunna Girl.
Stunna.
Yeah. One of my favorites. Davey, you're familiar with Stunna Girl?
Yeah, unfortunately,
You're a fan?
I'm not a fan, but I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. What do you know?
He's like, unfortunately, like they have history.
Were you thinking about going to the show? Were you even considering it?
No.
Did you have maybe a girlfriend who was like, hey, I'd like to go to this show?
No girlfriend.
He had a girlfriend named Stunna back when
I'd like to go to this show.
Well,
Boy.
I just know somebody that
Okay.
likes the
All right.
music.
Well, videos posted on Facebook show a man slapping Stunna Girl's butt while she was performing at Landmark.
Not good. Not good.
And then all of a sudden, 2 men, including one identified as her husband.
Ooh.
By the way, his name is Rich Mula .500 or Rich Mula 500, a.k.a. Young Rich Mula.
Gotcha.
I know all these guys. I'm very familiar with all of them. Then appeared to grab the fan and hit him repeatedly, knocking him to the ground. You don't touch.
Stanagal.
You don't touch my woman. That's how he goes.
Stanagal.
Stanagal. That's how he goes.
I mean, Will
goodbye.
Smith slapped Chris Rock in the face for just mentioning his wife. So
Rich Mula 5. This is all on TMZ, by the way. Rich Mula 500 and a man believed to be part of their security team came off stage to fight the fan. During the brawl, Stunna Girl also appeared to jump off stage and kick the fan while he was on the ground. So the rapper actually came down. This is unbelievable. I was just listening to Rich Mula 500 the other day in my car, riding down the road.
Yeah.
Our boy, Ryan Schmelz, is on the line right now. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
You don't touch the rap star.
You don't slap Stunna.
Don't touch the rap star. No, I'm happy. I'm happy I did not touch Jelly Roll when he was performing at the party I was at this weekend. So.
Very good move. It could have ended very badly. Education Secretary is testifying or was testifying at a hearing on Capitol Hill. The issue, I believe, was anti-Semitism. How do we prevent this on campuses? And then all of a sudden last night, NYPD went in. This has just been just a crazy couple of weeks here. What do we know about Capitol Hill? What happened up there?
Well, so it was a pretty eventful day when you talk about the topic of anti-Semitism. You had Secretary Cardona testifying before the Appropriations Committee in the Senate, obviously answering questions on how the administration is dealing with anti-Semitism on college campuses, as well as a bunch of other issues too. Because after all, he was there to talk about the upcoming budget that the Department of Education is requesting. But this anti-Semitism topic surely has dominated a lot of the headlines.
Yeah.
But then also you have at the same time Speaker Mike Johnson rolling out his plan, or at least the House Republicans' plan, to combat anti-Semitism going on campuses, which involves adding more university presidents to the list of presidents who are going to be testifying before Congress. But it also includes, the Judiciary Committee led by Jim Jordan, requesting information from Secretary Blinken and Secretary Mayorkas of Homeland Security about, the number of students on a visa who've engaged in, quote, radical activity. There's been a request to have these visas revoked, and if the removal proceedings have started for that.
I was watching the police going. And by the way, Ryan, NYPD did a tremendous job. And what is it? UCLA right now is going on. It's gotten very violent out in California, but I think NYPD did an incredible job of going in. They had a huge force, and they went in, and they really went in with the goal: this cannot be Kent State. And I think they handled it well. A lot of people were arrested, as they should be, but as people were being taken out and put onto these buses. And I'm trying not to look I'm trying to look open-minded in an open-minded way, but I wonder how many of these students who are protesting aren't students? How many of these students who are protesting are overseas students? A lot of overseas students come to New York to go to college.
Yeah, I mean, and those are questions that Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis of New York has raised. Are these outside influencers? Are these non-students who are just engaging in some type of protest activity? We've got this on Capitol Hill right now. There's a group called Code Pink that consistently shows up to press conferences, confronts members of Congress in the hallways, or they even interrupt several hearings in ways to demonstrate about the situation going on in Gaza. But like you just said, when it comes to foreign students, like we said, Jim Jordan of the Judiciary Committee is asking the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Homeland Security about students who are on visas and if they've engaged in radical activity and if there's been any type of request to have those visas revoked because of it.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you've broken into a building and you're protesting and you're on a student visa, bye-bye. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Get out.
We can't have it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
And I think that's going to be something that there's going to be a lot of questions about that. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, as there probably should be, and there's nothing better than these programs where people from here go overseas, people from there come over here. These are great programs. It's great for the world. But if you're coming over here and you're getting yourself into what's been going on at Columbia, then I don't think you're here to learn. I think you're here to cause trouble. And
hey, look,
yeah,
I've got 3 new members of my family who are all women who came over here on education visas and are now full-time United States citizens. And I don't even think they knew what a protest was when they were in school because they were spending a lot of time in the library, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to, for many of these people, they come and they're trying to live out the American dream, and that's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, but somebody is feeding this, is adding fuel to these fires. In fact, there's complete evidence in New York. They reporting last night that these professional protesters, people who've written books on protesting, how to take over a building, etc., that they're advising a lot of these students and really putting the game plan together for them. It is, and I think police coming in should have been done earlier. It had to be done. Let's clear them out. So now it'll be interesting to see what. And by the way, Ryan, I don't have all the faith in Congress when it comes to getting involved in stuff like this at all. But something's got. You got to ask questions. We got to figure out what's going on.
And I think those questions are going to be asked. I think it's all a wait and see approach to see how this plan that Speaker Johnson has rolled out is going to work. And, I think he's expressed the desire to get some bipartisan support on this. I believe there's an anti-Semitism bill that Congressman Mike Lawler is proposing that they're going to be voting on today, barring any interesting activity if Marjorie Taylor Greene does, in fact, call the motion to vacate today, which we'll find out at 9 a.m. So stay tuned on that part.
So what is your general take? I mean, if she does this, he still has the support of Republicans, don't you feel? Or
he's now got the support of Democrats.
Right. That's exactly right.
Democrats came out yesterday, leadership did, and said that they are going to, in fact, support a effort to table the motion to vacate. We got to make it very clear there's a distinction between tabling and saving Speaker Johnson's job. At least that's what some of the members of leadership tried to say to us yesterday. They think this is a one-time. They think there's more important business to be focused on. He did just do something that Democrats wanted him to do, which was to pass the foreign aid supplemental. And, Johnson's getting a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
So it just looks like, there will probably still be some Democrats who would vote to oust Speaker Johnson and vote for the motion to vacate.
Yeah.
But if enough Democrats come on board with a motion to table, it looks like this thing's done for.
Well, and then it's going to be it's already that they're one of the complaints, Marjorie Taylor Greene's complaints on Johnson is that he's working with Democrats. Well, in order to get anything done in Congress, you're going to have to work with Democrats with such a small, slim majority. But this would really send it home.
Yeah, and I think what Republicans would argue back, at least the ones who are loyal to Johnson, would be that one of the things she's frustrated about is that there was no border security attached to the Ukraine funding that was just passed.
Right.
But some Republicans will come out and say that, well, wait a minute, because our party or we have some people in our party who are just refusing to support any type of Ukraine funding or foreign aid whatsoever, we can't pass a bill along party lines that has, border security attached to it, because if they were to attach a strict border security law and send it to the Senate to be negotiated with Leader Schumer, they would need to pass it along party lines with every Republican on board. But because they can't do that, because certain members of their conference just refuse to bite the Ukraine bullet, they've got to just put it out there the way it is and let it pass with Democrat support too. At least that's the argument that they're making.
I have one comment from a listener that that goes back to this college campus protest thing. And Ryan, he says, can you imagine if you were an American student on a student visa and you were in Iran or Russia and you decided you were going to protest their actions?
Good luck.
You wouldn't be deported. You would be spending years in prison.
Or worse.
It's the difference between this country and so many others out there, including Russia. So, Wow. Boy, you are a busy man, Ryan Schmelz. We appreciate your time.
Hey, it's always great to be on. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, Ryan.
Ryan Schmelz from Fox News Radio. We'll break quickly and come right back. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, I've got a couple comments here, too.
Okay,
If you want to just
all
go to
right.
the top, or
All
the
right.
time I gave you. Conservative John in
okay.
Boonville. Bill, these dumbass, ignorant kids are pro-war. That's the difference between the protests from the 60s and now. From the river to the sea is a call for genocide of the Jews. Easy and Alien now.
Yeah, it is. And they'll say, no, that's not what that is. That's exactly what it is.
It is 100% what
and
it is.
and you know, it just it amazes me. I don't know that there's a lot of infiltration going on. A lot of these, a pretty good percentage of these people being arrested are not students of these colleges.
And then Easy and Alien. Now these campuses are giving Palestine students free education, free scholarships, everything. This is going to continue to be a problem. Every single ethnic background group or group that thinks they're being discriminated against will now want free scholarships and free tuition. This is not America.
Okay. I don't want to touch that.
I don't know that that's happening.
No, it's not.
But, okay.
We had the story on the Diamondback game, Dodgers Diamondbacks
Yeah,
game.
the bees.
Did you see the bees came in? A large swarm of bees gathered on the backstop netting. That's what we could have used last night. That should be a new way of
a crowd disbursement.
you just unleash the bees. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys better get out of here. We're not using tear gas in New York, but we do
Have
use
bees.
hornets.
And then you just throw the EpiPens in the air, too.
That's right. Yeah, for any of you who are allergic, here are some EpiPens. A large swarm of bees gathered on the backstop netting. It delayed the beginning of the game. Here's some of the coverage. Here is some of the coverage that occurred there at the game.
Yes, we are in a bee delay, a bee colony that has established a foothold
bee delay.
high atop the backstop behind home plate, and thus we remain in a bee delay prior to game 2 of the series here between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the bees began swarming, and obviously that's an issue. Blue Sky Pest Control is on their way. The beekeeper made his way a grand entrance onto the field here at Chase Field. He was greeted by a standing ovation by the fans here.
I thought I was here to just take care of a bee problem, and people are pretty hyped up. It's pretty cool.
That is pretty awesome.
That had to be the greatest bee moment that beekeeper ever had. How about this story? A Catholic charity who launched an AI priest. Now listen, a Catholic charity created an artificial intelligence priest, thinking, we're short on priests.
Mm-hmm.
This priest could give confession. They have had to defrock him only a week after putting the program on go.
Oh, boy.
After, unfortunately, the Catholic AI priest went rogue, taking confession and saying that, yes, babies can be baptized in Gatorade.
What?
Ultimately, he wasn't meant to replace real priests, but they wanted to see what would happen. Here's audio.
What the hell is this? Tastes like Gatorade.
That's not actual audio, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, he said, it is fine, my son, for the baptism of your child.
As long as it's Arctic Blast.
That's right. Very important. You want the blue. It's very important to use the blue Gatorade. We'll get to more comments because there's a ton of them. And Mighty John, the record guy, will lighten things up a little bit coming up this morning.
We need it.
With 10 records that are worth a bundle. We're moving into garage sale time. 10 valuable records for May coming up.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/radio. That's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day. Veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend, made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend, plus receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingsshedsantique.com.
Aches and pains aren't trophies. They're just barriers keeping pros like you from getting the work done. You know this business can be backbreaking. All the more reason to partner with someone who has your back, like Clinton Tractor and Ferris Commercial Mowers. Ferris is about helping you finish strong and feel good doing it, with patented suspension technology that allows you to mow faster and get more work done in comfort so you can feel good tomorrow. Visit Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Ferris, work hard, feel good.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
It's been a long night at UCLA. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Police are on campus now, but they weren't for hours overnight as pro and anti-Israel protesters clashed.
They're throwing things at each other. They're pepper spraying each other. How are they allowed to have weapons on campus?
Fox's Jonathan Hunt's in Los Angeles.
The one thing I did not see in that 2.5 to 3 hours of this ongoing brawling that you saw was a single law enforcement officer, not from CHP, not from LAPD, not from campus police. There was some private security standing there, completely unequipped to deal with this.
In New York City, Columbia called the cops to clear out an encampment and take back a university building. Protesters had taken over, and late last night,
droves of officers in riot gear moved past makeshift barricades created by those students. Dozens of protesters again were led out to correctional buses, their hands zip-tied behind their backs. Crowds stood by cheering on those protesters and booing the police officers. The NYPD told us no one was injured during the arrest.
Fox's CB Cotton at Columbia. There were also arrests in an encampment cleared at City College in Manhattan as protests rage on campuses nationwide. Former President Trump, who will campaign in Michigan and Wisconsin on this off day at his criminal trial, says the violence must stop, telling Fox's Hannity President Biden has to do something.
Biden is supposed to be the voice of our country, and it's certainly not much of a voice.
The president, in a statement yesterday, called for peaceful protests and condemned dangerous hate speech on campus. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel pushing for a ceasefire to stop the war in Gaza that's being protested.
And the only reason that wouldn't be achieved is because of Hamas.
Now, this morning, Vice President Harris will go to Florida, touting abortion rights for women. The day a new law takes effect in Florida, banning most abortions at 6 weeks of pregnancy. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs. But the easiest thing on any small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you could save on the business insurance that's right for you. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
Hours before the chaos on the UCLA campus with pro and anti-Israel demonstrators clashing, a different chaotic scene at a different campus.
The LA Fire Department says at least 55 people were injured when a metro train and a University of Southern California transport bus collided near the university's downtown campus, revealing 2 people, the bus driver and a passenger on the bus, were hospitalized with serious injuries. A rep for LA Metro says the bus crossed the path of a train line which runs from East LA to downtown Santa Monica.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. Something much worse happened on a road in China, killing at least 24 people.
China's southern Guangdong province has seen huge amounts of rain in recent days. That could be the cause of the collapse of a near 60-foot section of highway at around 2 a.m. local time. Drivers who just missed the disaster report hearing a loud noise and then a crater appearing in their rear view mirror. The collapse appears to have caused fires as well. Around 30 people are in the hospital. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve will finish a 2-day meeting today to assess the economy, which has been slowing as inflation creeps back up. So the Fed is expected not to announce an interest rate cut in the meeting's end today. On Wall Street, stock futures are falling after big losses in April. The worst month for the Dow since September 2022, it dropped more than 5%. Drama in the NBA playoffs as the 76ers stay alive.
3 seconds left. Brunson, 2 seconds. Brunson at the horn. It's blocked. Overtime at the Garden.
And in that OT, Philadelphia beat New York 112-106 on TNT, but the Knicks still lead the series 3-2. The Bucks also stayed alive. Milwaukee routed Indiana by 23 points. The Pacers, however, still up 3-2 in that series. Cleveland edged Orlando to go up 3-2. In the NHL playoffs, Carolina eliminated the New York Islanders. Colorado knocked Winnipeg out. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. We're at 53 degrees. Under cloudy skies, your full weather forecast is coming up. Going to be close to 70 today. Unfortunately, the clouds will stick around. We've got your full forecast in minutes. This update brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. Utica police are asking the public to help them locate 36-year-old James Rios, this week's most wanted person. Rios is wanted by UPD on third-degree burglary charges. Rios is described as a black male who is 5'6", 175 pounds, with black facial hair. His last known address was in the city of Utica, and it's believed he's now homeless. Those with information on Rios' whereabouts are asked to leave an anonymous tip to the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers at 1-866-730-8477. As temperatures heat up, weather experts say this is just the beginning of what lies ahead. The National Weather Service says the tri-state is in the zone for a sweaty summer, and that May, June, and July will have above-average temperatures. will be hotter than normal. The typical temperature for June is 72 degrees and around 78 degrees for July. Meanwhile, Monday's high of 85 degrees is about 20 degrees warmer than yesterday, with the rest of the week expected near or just above 70 degrees. Residents of Rome will soon be asked to do what the former Fort Stanwix Elementary School building. The city's school district board of education voted last week to send the proposition to a vote on Tuesday, May 21st. Residents will be asked if the school should be auctioned or disposed of. The board tried to find a purchaser for the old school building without success, and officials say maintaining the building is a drain on city resources. Fort Stanwix Elementary opened in 1920 and closed back in 2009. It is just over 70 days until horses reach the starting gate at Saratoga Racecourse, and fans can get their season passes at Stewart's Shops. These passes will be available beginning on Monday, May 20th, and they'll cost $90 each. That's $5 less than what the passes will sell for online. Each pass guarantees general admission access to the track during the 40-day meet, including the Traverse in August. The 2024 season starts July 11th and runs until September 2nd. And a Utica man has been arrested for allegedly having inappropriate contact with an underage girl. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said they received a report last month claiming 18-year-old Demarius Thomas subjected a 13-year-old girl to several acts of sexual contact. An investigation was launched, and Utica police arrested Thomas for second-degree sexual abuse and endangering the welfare of a child. Both are misdemeanors. He was remanded to Oneida County Correctional Facility on bail. The victim has been offered services by the Oneida County Child Advocacy Center and received an order of protection. It's 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center. I'm Mike Johnson. Today, cloudy this morning, giving way to sunshine. High near 70. Tonight, a few clouds, low 55. Tomorrow, Thursday, more sun and clouds, high 65. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
52 degrees under cloudy skies now. It is 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. Well, the Yankees, once again, could not get it done. They have dropped back-to-back games to their divisional rivals, the Baltimore Orioles. 4-2 at Camden Yards, the final score. Nestor Cortez was tagged with his third loss of the season. After allowing 4 runs on 8 hits over 6 innings pitched, he can't take all the blame due to the fact the infield can't catch a cold, let alone the ball. Austin Wells and Juan Soto each went deep with a solo shot for the Bronx Bombers. New York is now second in the AL East at 19-12. They'll continue their 4-game series tonight. If they don't get these two, they'll be 3 back on the Orioles. The Mets bounced back with a 4-2 win over the Cubs to even their series at Citi Field. Sean Manaea started the game and allowed 1 run over 5 innings. New York is now third in the NL East at 15-14. They'll continue their 4-game set tonight in Queens. The Rangers now know who their next opponent will be, as the Blue Shirts will be taking on the Carolina Hurricanes after the Canes eliminated the Isles in 5 games. The President's Trophy winners advanced to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs after sweeping the Washington Capitals. New York went 2-1 against the Hurricanes during the regular season and finished 3 points above them in the standings. The Knicks are heading back to Philadelphia, a scenario they did not want. After falling to the 76ers 112-106 in overtime of Game 5 at Madison Square Garden, while they're up 3-2, you do not want to go into opposing territory with them having the momentum. Jalen Brunson led the Knicks in scoring with 40 points. He also dished out a team-high 6 assists. The series now moves to the Wells Fargo Center with a final score of final game. The game matchup is 3-2. The series score is what I meant. And the Giants are adding to their backfield. According to ML Football, the G-Men have offered former Georgia Tech running back Dante Smith an invitation to attend rookie minicamp. Smith spent 5 seasons with the Yellow Jackets and rushed for 1,663 yards and 16 touchdowns on 308 carries. ReviveUtica.com. ReviveUtica.com. That's the website where you can explore and discover the benefits of Revive Softwave Therapy. It's an FDA-cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free treatment for chronic pain, inflammation, and joint issues. Whether you're dealing with neck, back, knee, wrist, arthritis, shoulder, neuropathy, foot pain, ankle pain like I was, I'm telling you, it brought my pain from an 8 down to a 0 after just 6 treatments. And if you mention the Keeler Show by calling them at 315-725-8427, that number again, 315-725-8427. You can mention the Keeler Show, and you'll get the benefit of Discovery Days, which is a significant discount on your initial consultation and treatment. Who uses Softwave Therapy? Not just Dr. Tim Delmedico and his staff in Utica, but the L.A. Lakers, the Cleveland Guardians, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Giants, the Chicago Cubs, Team USA using Softwave Therapy as well for recovery. And you can see videos and testimonials at ReviveUtica.com. So what are you waiting for? Give up the pain injections, give up the pain pills, put off that surgery a little longer. This may help. ReviveUtica.com. Let the healing begin with Revive Softwave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. That number one more time, 315-725-8427.
All right, coming up there, Andrew, we're going to be dealing with Mighty John, the record guy. It's
always a good time.
It is garage sale time.
That's right.
All of a sudden, people are holding those events, those little sales out in front of their house.
I'll never do it again.
You never will do it again. Because you know what? When it's all said and done, you got to bring everything back in because you don't sell everything.
But it's been sitting in the garage since last summer.
And it ruins your garage.
I have to say, though, we have the world's largest yard sale coming to the Herkimer County Fairgrounds.
That's
June
the way
8th.
to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Because they have groups that'll go around and like take your stuff. Hey, you can donate to charity. It's like, yes, I don't have to take this home.
And the best part about it is you pay one small price, you keep all the profit or proceeds that you make, and you will have guaranteed shoppers. Because one of the biggest things about a garage sale at your home is sometimes people won't go. Anybody going to the world's largest yard sale, they're coming and they're a-buying. So bring your stuff.
Yes. They are going for a reason to buy junk. And
to sell to you at a future garage sale.
Right. Because they're going to be in next year's greatest,
why did I buy
largest
this?
yard sale in the world. Anyway, you never know when the golden record, the record worth so much money out there, is available. You just never know.
So when we talk to John coming up, he'll let you know what to look out for at the garage sales.
These are very valuable records, vinyl that could be right in your box in your attic. Could be yours. It's all coming up next with Mighty John, the record guy on WIBX.
When they're on with no bending down. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Before you buy or take delivery of a bed where you can pick a number on each side and pick the firmness, compare to the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort at Mattress Express. Compare price, compare warranty, compare features. No appointment necessary.
Brunch at Babes is the only way to spend your weekend. Bottomless mimosas, Bloody Mary flights, classic breakfasts, and some new instant classics. Boozy brunch at Babes Saturday and Sundays from 9 to 2. Breakfast quesadillas, loaded avocado toast. Babes is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner with boozy brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Visit us at babesutica.com.
Making my way straight to Babes. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MATCH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MATCH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MATCH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Are you prepared for the future? Help secure your family's financial well-being with professional guidance. Join us for a complimentary estate planning workshop presented by the DiGiorgio Law Firm with Phil DiGiorgio. Discover the key to creating a customized estate plan to protect assets and minimize taxes. Mark your calendar for 5:30 p.m. May 16th at the office of the DiGiorgio Law Firm, located at 258 Genesee Street in Utica. Space is limited, so RSVP today.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Now, I know you're probably spelling comfort in your head and asking yourself, is that possible? Am I just a really bad speller? Look, I don't know your spelling aptitude, but Skechers most definitely put the S in comfort, because Skechers is the comfort technology company and has developed fits and features that change everything you know about comfort, like hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the ultimate in comfort and convenience. It's footwear you just step into and they're on, with no bending down. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Welcome to New York's newest hospital, the Wynn Hospital. Nationally recognized programs for heart and stroke care, sophisticated and innovative treatments and intervention by renowned medical experts, all while providing education in the community to prevent disease. The Wynn Hospital, inspiring better health with a commitment to our community. This is for you. At MVHS, our team members fell in love with care long ago. Their lives were changed, and their world has been expanding ever since, in respect, compassion, knowledge, and ability. And it's only just begun, because fueling the future of care starts here at the Wynn Hospital. Local care on a whole new level. The Wynn Hospital. Unwavering commitment and compassion. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, New York Sash has their big Mother's Day sale underway. And Mom, all you have to do is go visit them for details or check out their website for additional information. Andrew loves this song, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting me amped
got
up
you
this
going.
Windows.
Mom could win from New York Sash free professional home cleaning. That's pretty cool.
That's a great prize.
You can enter to win a pair of diamond earrings.
Ooh.
And 15% off all products at New York Sash. All you have to do is visit New York Sash in the showroom on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. Details are up on their website. It's the Mother's Day sale going on right now at New York Sash.
Scott
and why
and Jill,
wouldn't you? There's no purchase necessary. Just enter, and anything in the world could happen.
Scott and Jill are always coming up with new and cool ideas.
Your mother's filthy house will finally get cleaned.
Hey, Mom, I didn't want to say anything, but you've won cleaning. Thank God.
No, that is one of the greatest things you could give. I mean, she wouldn't have to be, and today, in today's world, both men and women play a role in cleaning, but not in every household.
Even the cleanest people, they don't like to clean. Even the people who are neurotic about keeping their house clean, they don't like to do it.
I do know people who like to clean. That's the weirdest thing.
I do know some people.
They're weird, though.
Yeah, they're an anomaly.
Yeah. All right. It is that garage sale, yard sale, lawn sale season.
Correct.
And you're, almost every time you go, you see somebody has records. And a lot of times you get lucky, and it's some inconsiderate mother who's angry. I hate to be hard on moms here, but this is justifiable. Angry that her son or daughter has not come home to visit. They're like, you know what? Fine. I took those records from the basement. I put them out in the garage sale. 50 cents a piece. And you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
And on the line right now is the one and only Mighty John, the record guy. This is all true, John.
It is true. I love those mothers who do that, because my mother did it to me with my comic books. I remember that.
Comic books, baseball cards.
Yeah, no, it seems like every record that you or I tell John we have, he's like, that's how much they're worth, 50 cents.
That's exactly it. Yeah, we held on to all the garbage.
Yeah.
All right, John. So for the month of May, and I would ask you before we get started, you still do garage sales? You'll still stop along the highway?
I do. The thing I always tell people, just don't drive by looking for records. I don't say anything. Keep on going. Always stop and ask, do you have any records? A lot of people don't even think about putting them out. And I've done quite well by asking that one question.
That's
the
really
theme of the morning. You don't know if you don't ask.
If you don't ask, you might not know, and you never know what you're going to find out there. So, and you are still finding value out there. Great finds.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the yard sales. Haven't opened up here yet in Maine, where I am, but I'm looking forward to it.
I know they're in the Baldwinsville area. There's a huge development there. They do every year. We used to go to this thing. Every year on Mother's Day, they would do a huge garage sale. And it's community-wide, and you'd find some amazing stuff there. So, anyway.
The people in Maine now, they know John, and they get they're like,
here he comes.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
That's why you got to be careful not to get too excited about certain things, John. They're going to jack the price up on you.
Here's a question. For you. I'm going to throw a trivia question at you. See if you can answer this.
Right.
Name the first female group, girl group, the first girl group to hit number one.
Number one.
Number one would be, of course, the Supremes.
Oh, how did you get it?
This
John?
guy's good.
How did you get it?
Yeah. And their album, The Supremes A Go-Go, was the name of the album. Current value up to $100.
Brilliance. What else do you have?
Look for the Doors. Big hit for them, of course. Light My Fire, the 45. Now, look at the label. Elektra Records, which issued the 45, had a girl logo. And if it's on the label, it's up to $125. But if that girl logo is not on the label, $25.
I wonder a lot of these very unique things that have an abnormality in a label or something that's so valuable. And maybe we don't get them up here in upstate New York. They all land in L.A. or Miami or New York City. But I will tell you, I was at Phase Drugs, which was a department store / pharmacy back many years ago, and I picked up the Elvis Moody Blue album. And it was black and not blue vinyl.
Oh, that's good. Blue would be about $25, black about $250.
How about that? Now, I also gave away boxes of records, and I have now concluded that record went in one, just my, I just gave it away. All right, what else do we have?
AC/DC, 45, Whole Lot of Rosie. Current value up to $125. No picture sleeve involved, just the 45. Whole Lot of Rosie.
So that's interesting. In some cases, you don't need the picture sleeve, or it's better without it.
In some cases, you don't even need the record, right?
Right.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you go to the website right now, moneymusic.com, you can get a free picture sleeve guide listing 10,000 picture sleeves. No purchase necessary. Moneymusic.com.
All right, that's cool.
Cool.
All right.
Mariah Carey, how about that? 2008, the a cappella album. Current value, $200.
Really?
$200. Why is that? Well, because in 2008, mostly everybody was buying CDs, not albums.
Right.
So, going back to the early days of rock and roll, the Clovers Love Potion, number 9.
Ooh, good one.
Value for the album up to $250. How about the Beatles? Paperback writer with picture sleeve up to $300. And the picture sleeve is rather unique in that it shows Lennon and Harrison playing guitars left-handed. They normally were right-handed.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
$300. 1957, Tom and Jerry, Hey Schoolgirl. This made the top 40. They sang on an American Bandstand when they were 16 years old. Up to $300 with the picture sleeve. And, of course, they later changed their names to Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, that's a great trivia question right there.
That is good.
So that was their first 16 years old on American Bandstand. 1991, Nirvana, the album Nevermind, current value up to $400. So anything Kurt Cobain is going to be worth.
Wait, you said that album on vinyl?
Yep.
Wow.
But you think that anything that's Kurt Cobain is going to be, obviously, it's going to be worth some money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I think my fiance has that.
Pull it out.
Might have to check it out.
Now, what about are there reissues you have to be careful of and stuff like that?
There are reissues, but not of this record that I know of.
All right. Cool.
In 2015, a record store day exclusive, Songs of Innocence by U2, current value up to $800.
Wow.
Not quite sure what it sold for on Record Store Day, but they were usually limited editions and limited supplies, and that's why
for those
they're worth money.
that don't know, Record Store Day is a special day. What, maybe in the last 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, where they sell a special edition, and there's very few copies of it. They sell a special album out there,
right?
And that's Record Day.
Yep. Some good finds on Record Store Day.
Yeah.
And number 1 on our list for May, the Beach Boys, the very first 45, Surfin', current value up to $1,500.
Wow.
All right. What label is that again?
Candix.
Yeah.
So, John, you know, now that you've piqued my interest in the possibility that my fiance may have one of these valuable
It has to be in very good
records.
condition. That's
oh,
right.
yeah.
Marrying
No,
you to
she-
get your vinyl. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I might have to pay her $200 to get $400.
Right.
Where do you? I mean, are there a lot of collectors? Do you put it on eBay? What's the best route to take if you're
Do
going to sell your
not put
record?
it on eBay.
Well, there are several things you can do. I will always like Facebook Marketplace is doing quite well these days.
it is,
Craigslist, record buyers are always checking those two sites. We also put out a directory on our website, collectors and dealers listed by state. You might check that out.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And
So
I have one other question too on the Beatles paperback writer with a picture sleeve. Lennon
Yep.
and Harrison playing left-handed. Were they able to play left-handed, or was that just a posed picture?
I don't know. It might even be a reflection in the mirror type picture.
Yeah.
But
I could
shows
see
them-
them. They used to do stuff like that, right? It would be like, wow, they can play, pretty wild. All right,
Yep.
and your guide that you have, so you have the free guide for picture sleeves. That is
That's a great gift.
That's really cool on your website. But also you have the actual guide where people could download it. It's a thumb drive, and that's available out there.
Yeah, $24.95. It will list the values for over 1 million records alphabetically by recording artist.
All good stuff. Can't believe, John, you got that Supremes question, the trivia question.
I can't believe you asked.
That's amazing. All right, you have a great day and a great month.
Moneymusic.com.
All right, thank you, John.
Thanks, guys.
Mighty John, the record guy, for in case you want, obviously he lists some trivia questions, and that was one of his trivia questions. So I would hope he would know the answer to it, and he did. Speaking of trivia questions, what will this morning's free money question be?
You gave away 200 yesterday,
and Davey is on the line right now on the mic line. And good morning, Davey. Good morning. What are we giving away?
Good morning. How are you?
Fine. Davey is apparently in space. What's the amount of money today?
$100.
You spoke with Habaika, didn't you?
Yeah, he actually did.
Did you see Habaika last night?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say to you?
He said, Davey, keep Bill in line and keep an eye on him.
And so you're sticking with $100 today.
Right.
Okay. So Davey has said $150 on the line this morning. What caller number are you going to be looking for?
I give up.
All right. Well, you think of that.
Okay, caller number 4.
Okay, caller 4.
$100.
$150 this morning. Thank you, Davey. Caller number 4, and we'll do it next on WIB. Over here. Next on WIBX.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF-certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their roofs for troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day. Veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend, made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend, plus receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Just admit it, you love yard sales. But only one thing beats driving around looking for them: attending the world's largest yard sale. Great news, it's back and bigger than ever before. Who thought it could even get bigger? The world's largest yard sale is coming to the Herkimer County Fairgrounds on Saturday, June 8th. This is your chance to sell your stuff to the thousands who attend the world's largest yard sale. It sure beats putting up your own yard sale signs all around town and hoping for a crowd. At the world's largest yard sale, all you have to do is get a booth and you get to keep all the profit on everything you sell. Cha-ching! Hurry and reserve your booth today because it's filling up quickly at a record pace. The world's largest yard sale, Saturday, June 8th at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. Brought to you by the Potting Shed Antiques, John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories, and sponsored by James Mitsubishi, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. For more information, download this station's app or check out our website.
Rodney Atkins, June 20th, 7:30 p.m. at the Stanley Theater. Get your tickets now at the Stanley Theater box office or online at thestanley.org.
Curtis Lumber's Customer Appreciation Days are back. For 3 days only, May 2nd through May 4th, Curtis Lumber will pay the sales tax on your purchase. Not sure what you need for your project? Buy a gift card and Curtis Lumber will load the sales tax amount onto the card as a bonus. For details and in-store specials, visit curtislumber.com/customer appreciation. Enjoy tax-free savings May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Curtis Lumber.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Keeler in the Morning invites you to connect with us through telephonic communication at 315-736-0186. Or use the Call Us button on the WIBX 950 app. For additional contact methodologies, please refer to WIBX950.com.
I took my troubles down to Madame Rue. You know that gypsy with the gold cap too. She's got a pad down a Petticoat and Vine, selling little bottles of Love Potion number 9.
Got to tell you, this was I had a huge. I have to pull it. I've got it somewhere. A huge song parody that went national on YouTube back how many years ago it was with the governor, and it was Love Client number.
That's right.
9. Do you remember that? Yeah, that was
Love that song.
I made millions off that. Still getting the residuals.
Millions of views.
On the line right now, taking a shot at Habaika's free money question of the day is the one and only Wayne.
How's it going, Mr. Wayne?
Hello, Wayne.
Hey,
Good
guys.
morning.
Hey, guys. When has it ever been all right to take and smack somebody on the butt anyway?
That's
a good point.
That's the story out of Syracuse. It's on TMZ, and there was a rapper. Davey, what was the name of the rapper? You're big into all that stuff.
Stunna Girl.
Stunna Girl.
Stunna.
And Stunna Girl was on the stage, and somebody grabbed her rear end. And then Stunna Girl's boyfriend, who is
a rapper,
money for nothing, get your chicks for free.
I was going to say, Wayne. The Stone Cold Stunner.
That's exactly what it was like.
He opened up a can of
Whoop
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And then they came down along with the stage manager, and they started beating the guy. And then Stunna Girl, the rapper,
she got some.
She
shots
came in and started kicking him.
Yeah.
That's just unbelievable.
So if they go to sue somebody for something like that, say that the one that touched the butt goes to sue them, are they like, because this is probably something like that's going to happen because they all jumped on and beat the hell out of them.
Right.
They're going to end up probably suing them.
Like
I mean, do
the
you think they win
crime,
something like that?
the punishment did not fit the crime. Although, it is inappropriate to touch a woman. There was, remember
all right? No, but are you okay? Can you do that, though? Say if somebody touches your girl, is it, by law, can you just, beat the living hell out of somebody because they touched your girl?
No.
I think it's
self-defense.
No. Anytime you're taking matters into your own hands, chances are you're going to end up getting in trouble as well. However, with that said, you touch my daughter, you're dead.
Bodyguards. What are the guidelines for a bodyguard, Bill? Like, say if you had a bodyguard, someone touched you and pushed you in your head, and they jumped over.
I think there are plenty of
there
are plenty of cases where there've been lawsuits, and the reality is, listen, no one has the right to. My wife's really big about this because she's like, her big thing is, I can take care of my. You do not need to.
Yeah.
Get into it. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, he may be 6'2", but I'm
angry. Angry. Well, I want to also.
I feel like 7 feet tall.
I want to also
but you could wrestle him.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks.
I want to get Wayne's Wayne has also been messaging in this morning regarding a great contest idea. Wayne, why don't you lay it on us?
Okay.
All right, just real quick. Someone I know, a friend of mine, a family member died, left them a house over in East Utica. I had to go down the street to see what they had going on in the house because they're doing things with it.
Okay.
So I crept up the road with my car. They have torso-size potholes from one end all the way to the other, and the street is only as wide as a car. It's Smith Street coming off of, I think, Rucker.
Okay.
And it's just, I mean, this is the worst street in Utica. Like, it's never gotten any attention. And if you went any more than 1 mile an hour, you're blowing out a ball joint, a tie rod, losing a muffler. These are like 8-inch and deeper torso-size holes.
Okay.
And the problem with that is everybody's been in that situation where you hit a pothole unexpectedly. It just sends a wave of anger through your body that is just it's hard to control. It's just annoying. It's
I mean, you put all this money into your vehicle, you have everything aligned, you got new tires, and all of a sudden you hit one of these, and it just knocks everything out of alignment. It's terrible.
A monster truck couldn't go down this road.
Listen, Wayne, I have hit debris on the road twice, and it's caused damage to my car on the thruway. And it was something black, and it could not be seen. In one case, an entire bundle of scrap metal fell off a tractor trailer, and I smashed right into it. It was probably over 4 feet tall, and it just fell into the road. I mean, it was terrible. Anyway,
so his contest idea was to have people submit the biggest potholes.
Okay.
The worst potholes.
No. The worst street. Not a pot. This pothole thing's been done before. We got to have people send in pictures of a street.
Of an entire street.
I'm talking street, not a pothole.
Okay.
A street.
So the precedent's been
just
set.
A Kookie's cue card. Just a Kookie's cue card. That's all.
All right. Let me look into it because we one year actually had a paver who was willing to come out with us, and we filled potholes.
Ooh.
So
I'm willing to go with you.
Let me work on that and see what I can. I mean, it took matters into our own hands. Boom, we're filling potholes.
Ask Paul Mary to come with you. Ask ex-mayor Rob Paul Mary to come fill up.
Yeah, notice he's not sweeping anymore.
All right, Wayne, are you ready for your question?
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, it's worth $150 from Davey. From the Hobeika Law Firm, $150.
Davey's putting up the kitty.
All right, Andrew, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Okay, I think we are ready to go, and here we go. Here is your question. America's best-selling girl group is the Supremes. Which girl group, and you got to go way back for this one, which girl group is number 2? Ready, go.
I don't even know if they're a girl group. The Pretenders? I don't know.
The Pretenders. You got to go way back. Way back. Like you got to go way back. Anybody? This is a hard one. This should have been a $1,000 question.
Tina Turner with. Who was Tina Turner with? Who was
she was with Ike and Tina Turner, and then she was Tina Turner.
Right? No, I mean, wasn't she with a girl group?
I don't think so. Was she?
The Shondells or whatever is it?
You got to go way back. It's the Andrew sisters, Mr. Sandman and all that stuff.
Can you play us a little? Oh, Sandman. That was the one?
Yeah. The old World War II, the Andrew sisters. Mm-hmm. So over the years, they're number 2. And worldwide, the number 1 female group
is the
Spice Girls.
Oh, I thought it'd be the Go-Go's.
It's the Spice Girls. It is not the Go-Go's. All right, Wayne, I like your idea.
Can I tell you just one more thing?
Yes.
The problem isn't that they don't fill the holes up. They got a guy standing on the back of the truck that's throwing this blacktop into the hole, and they drive off, hoping that the cars come by and mat the stuff down. They're not putting the stuff, rolling over it or even taking a tamper. They're throwing it from the truck down. Okay, go to the next street. They're doing that stuff.
Is that how they say it?
That's how they're doing it. They're done. Right. Come on, go to the next street.
All right, we'll see what we can come up with.
Thanks, guys.
I got to tell you, I had the I have nothing bad to say about them. We actually have the city of Utica, so hold tight. Davey's going to let us know who it is.
Oh,
I had. Do you know that New Hartford has animal control?
Right.
New Hartford does? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that I've had a terrible problem with a cat, a male stray cat, spraying all over the place?
The situation's been resolved.
Horrible.
The situation has been resolved.
How?
My wife was not too big on this until this cat went after her cat. It was in our screen room, and just almost thought that there was no screen there, and there was like a fight. And then my wife was like, "You got to do something about this cat." So anyway, I just called New Hartford Animal Control. I did catch the cat, and it seems like it's, it had been sprayed by a skunk.
Oh, God.
So almost seemed like an abandoned cat. Seemed like a really nice cat. Meowing and all that crap.
Spraying everything.
I didn't touch it, though. I'm not touching it.
I mean,
what a terrible life.
So the animal control took it away, and they're good. They do a great job. They're considerate of the pet and whatever. They also deal with like rabid animals and stuff like that, but they were really, really good.
Do you have to pay for it?
No, it's part of.
Okay.
I think we all pay in the end, Wayne.
Yeah,
I know, like taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah, but to have that service available is really, really good. So, all right, Wayne, thank you. Oh, hold on, Wayne. I'm told you have to hold.
Hold on.
I'm going to actually try this for the first time.
By the way,
locking you in here. Hold on, please. I have Mr. Street Czar himself, Paul Buckley, who's on the line right now. Paul,
all right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good
morning.
I just wanted to call a brief announcement about a classic movie is on tonight at 5 o'clock.
Whoa,
Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's an Ed Wood movie. He's the king of B movies. I mean, these young filmmakers out there, they're looking for special effects. Look at this thing. We got flying saucers on strings. The inside of the spaceship is just a curtain. It's hysterical. It's got Tor Johnson as Bela Lugosi. It's a classic. 5 o'clock on Turner Classic Network.
Okay, so it's on TV. You can watch it right at home.
So he's doing a movie plug under the guise of solving the pothole problem.
All right.
I love it.
So that's at 5 o'clock today, and
TCM.
Watch it. And it's
TCM.
Classic.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry to interrupt the pothole story, but this can't wait.
Okay. All right.
See this movie.
Do you agree the pothole thing is a problem?
It always has been.
Yeah,
we tried that. We tried the pothole killer at one time.
I know.
That just that didn't work. But potholes are potholes. I mean, you can't get away from them.
We have, although the weather hasn't been as cold as in the past, but you have all that heaving, and it's terrible.
Some of the streets
all
are
right.
in total disarray.
All right.
Interruption.
Paul, we'll see you Friday. Thank you.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you, sweetheart.
Wayne, stay with us because somebody's on here. Tom in New Hartford. Hi, Tom.
Hi. I had a motorcycle wreck once where I was going down I think it was Washington Street, and the manhole.
Oops. Hold on. I don't know what I've done.
About your story.
First of all, let me stop that. Wayne, are you still there at least? Hi, Wayne. Oh, boy, I've done something bad.
This is awesome.
How do I drop this? Now I've dropped Wayne. This is just awful.
By the way, while you're figuring that out, Ralph from Nanticoke, Pennsylvania, good morning from PA. Mr. Sandman was by the Shortettes, not the Andrews sisters.
I knew that was not correct. Of course it wasn't correct. How in the hell would I know what the Andrews sisters do?
I don't know. But Megan also saying that she's never screamed so loud at the radio she knew the answer.
She did.
Manager. Yeah.
She knew it was Andrews sisters. Mm-hmm. That's number 2. Yep. Well, Megan, unfortunately, you don't get $150. Wayne is back. I'm just trying to do things with this phone system, and I'm screwing up a bit. All right, Wayne, so I like the idea. Let me see what we can put together. And it might be kind of... I've hung up on him again. Sorry, Davey, I don't know. Let me see what we can do. And I think the pothole idea would be a really good idea to go after. And let me go back to Tom from New Hartford. Hi, Tom. You're back with your story. I'm so sorry. Tom, you're back with your story.
So when I went to my attorney, and he told me that since the pothole had not been reported, and that the city didn't have any opportunity to take action to fill it because they might not have known about it, that I was cooked. So
what a
that
bogus
idea,
defense.
Oh well, I was thinking maybe that idea of a pothole patrol with reporting might not be the worst.
Not a bad idea. Maybe there was we could create an app where people would be like, "Oop, there's a pothole. I got it covered." Were we doing something like that at one point?
I thought the city website already had a reporting mechanism.
All right.
Well, that was well before there was any kind of reporting mechanism like that.
Okay.
So it was an ancient, the rhyme of the ancient wreck.
Okay.
So, all right. Thanks.
All right, Tom. Thank you.
Bill Morehouse texting in this morning. Rob said he'd take care of it. He'll come out with the skip loader.
He's going to be driving it?
Yeah. Not putting his head through it.
Oh, boy.
And then he also said, I heard they sent your cat to Kristi Noem.
That's funny. Thank you, Bill, for that. And then Wayne is back. What do you want to add, Wayne, to cap this whole thing off?
I hear that they put your cat at the Utica Zoo and you're calling it the Keeler Cat Exhibit.
Okay. Listen, this thing is huge. It's
Come on out to the zoo.
It wasn't quite.
Hey, I got to get Jackson to school.
Okay.
I just wanted to tell you, there's a 15-year pothole that's never been addressed, and that goes all the way from the new Stewards when you come around by the old firehouse and you come all the way up Sunset Ave to Arnold Ave. That stretch there has been a 15-year pothole.
Have we gotten to the point where we're now labeling the potholes as the number of years they haven't been repaired?
Yeah, 15 years. 15-year pothole.
God almighty.
It's
soon,
been 15 years.
Soon people will be building houses around it and saying, no, really, it's a lake.
Weren't there the ideas to plant something
in it there?
What's that?
If you don't look, is it there? You know, if you don't look at these things, like say you drive and you just go around them, are they there?
It's like wallpaper, right? You pay no attention to it. All right, Wayne, get to
Bye.
school.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you. Okay,
Later.
Andrew.
I thought there was some mechanism where people were planting flowers in the potholes. You know, just filling it with soil and putting some flowers in there.
The other problem you have is a lot of times these potholes are filled with like a fix. I forget what they call it.
Yeah, plug or something.
And it doesn't last. That's you can buy that stuff like right over at your hardware store, a bag of it, and it'll kind of repair your driveway, but not necessarily. Speaking of potholes, we have an enormous one.
Yeah, it keeps
out, and it's getting bigger and bigger out in our driveway right now.
It always kind of creeps up. It gets fixed, and then it comes back.
This
again.
one's a doozy. I was going to bring you the how are you on your knowledge of internet acronyms?
Oh yeah, okay.
So you know the acronym AI is
artificial intelligence.
The acronym LLM.
LLM.
I don't even know what that is. TCP/IP.
TCP/IP?
All I know is that has something to do with your internet connection. I don't know exactly what it is. It's funny how they've gotten all these up here, but they don't have the answers for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Really good. There's also GPT. It says, while the concepts and the execution of these technologies are clear to most of us who've been on the internet nearly our whole lives, the acronyms we use, unfortunately, the acronyms... Huh? Unfortunately, are you talking in there?
Generative pre-trained transformers is GPT, by the way.
The acronyms we use, we don't really know what they are, I believe, is part of the problem. So
that's the idea behind it.
It is what it is. We have news coming up top of the hour. Let me take a break. Next hour, Ryan Nobles from NBC. A lot to talk about, including those the testimony or the really Congress wants testimony on anti-Semitism in college campuses. UCLA overnight this morning got really, really bad and violent. That same thing happened at Columbia University last night as police stormed in. They really didn't storm in as much as they simply went in and brought everybody out. There really was no violence in New York, but finally police went in and put a stop to all of that. We'll speak with Ryan Nobles coming up next hour from NBC. Andrew Reed with a legal segment as well. And the City of Utica Youth Bureau. Chet LeConte is coming on this morning. They've got a lot going on this summer, a lot of stuff for kids. And you know what? I think this is more important now than ever before.
Agreed.
It's important to keep these kids busy with things to do. When you don't have anything to do, you end up finding something to do, and that's not always good. Got a break. News at the top of the hour on WIBX.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
It's happening daily. We're being conned by the institutions we used to trust. The mainstream media is distracting us with meaningless headlines instead of focusing on the harsh realities facing American families. Time is short before something big happens, and that's why so many folks are preparing. They're becoming self-reliant by investing in emergency food storage from My Patriot Supply. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure 4-week emergency food kits for each member of your family. Each kit contains tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Save $50 on each 4-week food kit you purchase. Plus, get free shipping on Ready Hour 4-week emergency food kits. You're not ready if it's not Ready Hour foods. At My Patriot Supply, you can also get solar power generators, water filtration units, heirloom seeds, and survival gear. Order by 3 p.m. and your unmarked boxes ship the same day. Shop MyPatriotSupply.com today. MyPatriotSupply.com.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
Replacing your roof isn't a decision you take lightly. You want industry standards met with affordable options and a crew who knows how important a sound roof is to you and your family. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing is your hometown roofers with deep roots in our community. Padula Roofers specialize in residential roofing projects. They're a GAF-certified master elite roofing contractor who keeps their standards above the rest. Call 315-733-1564 to find out more about their Roofs for Troops mail-in rebate. Dennis Padula & Sons Roofing, your hometown roofers.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Hey, River Hills Properties is the #1 independent real estate agency in all of central New York, and it's all about the services. That was the goal in the beginning, to offer services. And I think Bill and Robin Mudgett may have bought a home when they first came, and they're like, wow, this, elsewhere, other parts of the country, all these amazing things are done to ease the stress level and to feel like you have someone who's working for you to help you sell your home. So they said, let's begin River Hills Properties and let's offer all those services. And it's been enormous. Everything from the book to the services provided from the very beginning till the very end. Your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. No River Hills agent uses the lockbox. They have offices in Barneville, Little Falls, Rome, and Utica. Online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. The TV show was sold in upstate New York. Check it out this weekend. It's River Hills Properties.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
This is a Fox News Alert. Campus chaos coast to coast. I'm Dave Anthony. That's when Los Angeles police finally showed up at UCLA early this morning, 3 hours after clashes broke out.
About 150 to 200 pro-Israel demonstrators arrived to face off with the people that are barricaded in the pro-Palestine encampment because they put up wooden pallets, boards, plywood, 2x4s, chairs, metal. The face-off got extremely violent. We saw people with some severe head injuries, people using metal bats.
That's Gigi Graciette with Fox 11 TV in L.A. In New York City, Columbia called the police.
NYPD does not use tear gas. Okay, we use distraction devices.
Assistant Commissioner Carlos Nieves, officers stormed the campus building late last night, clearing out the students who had taken it over. They also cleared an tent encampment.
Student protesters were arrested just behind this campus gate here at Columbia University. Droves of them were then brought out to NYPD correctional buses.
Fox's CB Cotton.
And just before midnight, the NYPD cleared out a pro-Palestinian encampment at City College of New York. A spokesperson says at least 25 people there were arrested.
They've also been clearing out an encampment at Tulane in New Orleans, and protests have closed the campus at Portland State in Oregon. Former President Trump's calling on the violence to end immediately, urging President Biden to do something. As Secretary of State Antony Blinken holds talks in Israel today, trying to broker a ceasefire in Gaza. It's an off day at the Trump criminal trial, so the former president will campaign in Michigan and Wisconsin. Vice President Harris will go to Florida to speak out against the new law that took effect today, banning most abortions at 6 weeks of pregnancy.
Florida joins Georgia and South Carolina as southern states with 6-week bans, though Florida voters will be asked to approve or reject a state constitutional amendment this fall, which is written to prevent the restrictions.
That's Fox's Evan Brown. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs. But the easiest thing on any small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you could save on the business insurance that's right for you. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers.
Again, our top Fox News story, the protests at college campuses nationwide that got ugly overnight at UCLA in California with pro- and anti-Israeli demonstrators clashing as police cleared encampments at Columbia and City College in New York City. There are also Palestinian sympathizers in the UK. One of them, a British police officer now facing terror charges.
26-year-old Mohammed Adil, who's from Bradford in the north of England, was arrested last November. He's now been charged with a terror offence, allegedly publishing an image in support of Hamas. We're told the inquiry focused on messages shared over WhatsApp. Hamas is banned in the UK as a terrorist organisation. Adil has been suspended from his job and will appear in court in London tomorrow. In recent months, several people have been arrested in the UK for showing support for Hamas at pro-Palestinian protests. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A disaster in China. A highway collapsed after heavy rains, bringing cars down with it, killing at least 24 people. More Americans with student loan debt are getting a break. But this forgiveness plan is different.
The Biden administration is approving more than $6 billion in loan cancellation for 317,000 borrowers who attended the art institutes. In a statement, President Biden says the institution falsified data, knowingly misled students, and cheated borrowers into taking on mountains of debt without leading to promising career prospects. All of the Art Institute's campuses abruptly closed last year following fraud allegations and the loss of accreditation. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling after losing April. The Dow fell more than 5%, its worst month in a year and a half. In the NBA playoffs, Philadelphia beat New York in overtime. Milwaukee topped Indiana, so the 76ers and Bucks stave off elimination. Cleveland went up 3-2 on Orlando. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time 8:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. We're at 55 degrees under cloudy skies. Your full weather forecast is coming up. A Utica man was arrested for allegedly having inappropriate contact with an underage girl. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office said they received a report last month claiming 18-year-old Demarius Thomas subjected a 13-year-old girl to several acts of sexual contact. An investigation was launched, and Utica police arrested Thomas for second-degree sexual abuse and endangering the welfare of a child. Both are misdemeanors. He was remanded to Oneida County Correctional Facility on bail. The victim has been offered services by the Oneida County Child Advocacy Center and received an order of protection. A controlled burn is happening in Verona next week. The Air Force Research Lab announced it'll be burning small parcels of land with the Verona Test Annex along State Route 31. Roughly 140 acres will be impacted. The AFRL said residents may see the smoke for miles on the day of the controlled burn, especially in Oneida and Durhamville. During the burn, motorists driving in the area should slow down and put on their low beams as visibility may be reduced. You can read more about this event at WIBX950.com. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation is conducting an angler survey on the Mohawk River and Erie Canal between Rome and Waterford. Those fishing in these waters will be asked to fill out catch cards to fill out the kind of fish they reeled in as well as the satisfaction anglers have. The responses will provide important data for Mohawk River fisheries to guide their management efforts in the coming years. The catch cards can be dropped off at labeled DEC drop boxes. And Governor Hochul has announced the launch of a brand new scholarship program aimed at boosting the number of healthcare professionals. The New York State Healthcare Workers for Our Future Scholarship provides help to students who are looking to earn their degree in fields such as respiratory therapy and surgical technologist. The selected recipients will get a 2-year scholarship to attend a SUNY, CUNY, or other accredited college. Additional details on the program can be found online. And a bonus story for you. You could be the next person to embody one of the best-known, best-loved mascots in all of sports. Now hiring outgoing and energetic baseball fans, oversized head required. The Mets are looking to boost their roster not on the field, but in the stands. The team is looking to hire a new manager of mascot operations, a gig that includes time as either Mr. Met or his wife, Mrs. Met. The gig pays between $67,000 and $90,000 a year. Mr. Met was the first mascot in the major leagues. Reach out to the team to apply. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is according to Mike Johnson.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center. I'm Mike Johnson. Today, cloudy this morning, giving way to sunshine, high near 70. Tonight, a few clouds, low 55. Tomorrow, Thursday, more sun and clouds, high 65. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson from WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
54 degrees under partly cloudy skies. It's 8:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The Rangers now know who they'll play in the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Blue Shirts
it could have been the Rangers and Islanders.
It could have been.
That would have been a good.
It would have been the Subway Series for the NHL.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It would have been.
Unfortunately, it ain't happening.
The Hurricanes put the whooping on. The final series score there, 4-1. The Rangers will play the Carolina Hurricanes. The President Trophy winners advanced to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs after sweeping the Capitals. New York went 2-1 against the Hurricanes during the regular season and finished 3 points above them in the standings. Meanwhile, the Knicks have to head back to Philly to try to wrap up their series against the 76ers. They lost 112-106 in overtime of Game 5 at Madison Square Garden. Jalen Brunson led the Knicks in scoring with 40 points. The series is now at 3-2, and they will travel to the Wells Fargo Center for a game tomorrow night. The NHL has announced Chicago Blackhawks forward Connor Bedard, Minnesota Wild defenseman Brock Faber, and New Jersey Devils defenseman Luke Hughes as the finalists for the Calder Trophy. The trophy is awarded to the player selected as the most proficient in his first year of competition. The Yankees have dropped back-to-back games after falling to the Orioles 4-2 at Camden Yards. They just can't get it done in the infield defensively. They are really struggling. Nestor Cortez was tagged with his third loss of the season. They are now in second place, they being the Yankees, at 19-12 behind the Orioles, so they need to win 2 more of the games against the Orioles in this 4-game set to bring it back to even or maybe get a game ahead. And the Mets bounced back with a 4-2 win over the Cubs to even the series at Citi Field. Sean Manaea started the game and allowed 1 run over 5 innings. The Mets are third in the NL East at 15-14. They'll continue their 4-game set tonight in Queens. WIBX 950 News Time 8:11.
What do you want, Davey? You got something on your mind. I can see it in your eyes. Oh, yeah, I can see it.
He's on the phone.
No, don't bother me.
Don't you dare interrupt
on
him.
the phone. Just a little note on the forecast. Today's going to be a decent day.
Yeah.
With temperatures up to
near 70,
upper 60s to near 70 degrees tomorrow, and tomorrow a little bit cooler, but again mid to upper 60s, and then sunshine, and then Friday it looks nice with temperatures around low 70s, 71, 72 degrees.
That's okay.
Now, with sunshine, but then the weekend once again, the weekend looks rainy. The other thing is, do you notice how they've not been able to nail this forecast down at all?
It is different because yesterday, we had some overnight thunderstorms Monday into Tuesday, and then there were supposed to be severe thunderstorms, hail, gusty winds.
You had them in the
yesterday.
morning, but really the rest of the day was really quite
nice.
Pleasant yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually warmed up a little more than they said it was going to. I just don't think this is very difficult weather to predict as it's changing on a regular basis. So who knows? Maybe we won't get rain this weekend. But right now it's calling for rain both Saturday and Sunday once again. Before I break, can I give to you I had the acronyms and then they disappeared from my computer, but I've got them back.
Okay.
ROFL.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
I have a feeling you're going to do well with these. STFU.
Shut the blank up.
Oh, that's what that means. ICYMI.
In case you missed it.
TMI.
Too much information.
2L semicolon DR.
TL.
This I actually should send back to you with many of your text messages.
TL.
Too long, didn't read. I gotta tell you, with texting and even email, you gotta keep it short.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a letter. You ever get a letter in the mail and half of the letter is actually written on the envelope, and then there are 9 pages inside, and it comes around the side, goes up the corner all the way. I ain't reading that.
That's how they used to. That's how back in high school you didn't have social media. You'd write a love letter.
We get letters like that, and it usually ends with "I'm going to kill you"
or STFU,
whatever that means. Oh yeah. I see. We remember that one. AFAIK. We should pay attention to these.
Some of these are
It
tough.
is important, no matter how old you are, to stay relevant with these things and to understand, because people are talking in code.
So what's this one again?
You have to know what this stuff is. AFAIK. As far as I know.
Oh, okay.
Right?
See, I feel like some of these are just made up.
My daughter uses this stuff, and I don't even half the time know what she's saying.
As far as I know, I don't think anybody uses that terminology. Like
TMI. Oh, it's used. I'm telling you, kids are using it. TMI, too much information. That
one's easy.
NVM.
Never mind.
These are like text.
But that's abbreviation.
Acronyms.
That's not so much an acronym.
I guess. FTW for the win. BYOB. We've been using that one for years. Give me a break.
Come on, that's nothing new.
And then, of course, BOGO, B-O-G-O, also has been around for a long time. JK is just kidding. He's also an attorney in Utica. JW.
Just wondering.
TGIF, been around forever. TBH, to be honest. TBF to be frank.
There's the IK.
FU. What does that mean?
Yeah. IKY. Hold on. No, there's one that's like if you know, you know. I think.
And then of course,
IYKYK.
Whatever. ISO is
in search of.
And then finally, BRB. If somebody sends that to you.
Oh my gosh, that's so old.
That's an easy one, and that's been around for a long time. Anyway,
back to the AIM days. Be right back.
Yeah. So.
And we will be right back.
There you go. We are BRB. We're going to be right back, so they say. Coming up, this is the most important time in the world to make sure kids have something to do.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Chet Lacani is with the City of Utica Youth Bureau. What's in store for kids? They have a ton planned for kids. We'll get to it all. Coming up at WIBX.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at lifelock.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Just admit it, you love yard sales, but only one thing beats driving around looking for them: attending the world's largest yard sale. Great news, it's back and bigger than ever before. Who thought it could even get bigger? The world's largest yard sale is coming to the Herkimer County Fairgrounds on Saturday, June 8th. This is your chance to sell your stuff to the thousands who attend the world's largest yard sale. It sure beats putting up your own yard sale signs all around town and hoping for a crowd. At the world's largest yard sale, all you have to do is get a booth and you get to keep all the profit on everything you sell. Cha-ching! Hurry and reserve your booth today because it's filling up quickly at a record pace. The world's largest yard sale, Saturday, June 8th at the Herkimer County Fairgrounds. Brought to you by the Potting Shed Antiques, John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories, and sponsored by James Mitsubishi, Clinton Tractor and Implement Company, and Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating. For more information, download this station's app or check out our website.
Rodney Atkins, June 20th, 7:30 p.m. at the Stanley Theater. Get your tickets now at the Stanley Theater box office or online at thestanley.org.
Before you buy or take delivery of a bed where you can pick a number on each side and pick the firmness, compare to the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort at Mattress Express. Compare price, compare warranty, compare features. No appointment necessary.
Get lunch for just $10. 72 Tavern is back open, and now we're your best spot for lunch. Get in and get out for just $10. A turkey club wrap? $10. The Boss Burger? $10. Chicken Caesar wrap? Yep, it's $10 at 72 Tavern and Grill. 72 Tavern is revamped, reloaded, and ready for a great year. Did we mention $10 lunch? Check out the full menu plus our $10 lunch menu at 72tavernandgrill.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month switching to MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. And that's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Daylight Donuts, all the lattes, and they have a brand new one that is just, I'm saying you have to try it. You've got to try it. The Mochi Green Tea Latte. My wife had it and said it is just unbelievable. That's Japanese, right? They like all that mochi stuff.
I
is it
can't tell
Japanese
ya.
or am I saying that? Don't let me say something stupid.
I don't know that it's Japanese exclusively.
Well, it's daylight now.
Machi.
It's daylight American right now. Coffee, espresso, lattes, iced coffee. It's Chuck Sedella's now. He owns it. It's the Mochi
Right.
Green Tea Latte.
It is Japanese.
Along with many, many, many other lattes as well, including the Almond Joy. Iced coffee, sandwiches, bagels. The New York style bagels are really, really good. And their donuts are made fresh there every morning. Daylight Donuts with a speedy drive-through. In, out, on, way. It's Daylight Donuts in New Hartford.
So Machi, go ahead.
Machi, you go.
Finely ground powder
can't
of specifically grown and processed green tea leaves that originated in China. But later the green
Okay.
color exhibited in most modern matcha was developed in Japan, where most is produced today.
All right. What is what's the ice cream that's kind of doughy?
Oh,
Japanese
those are
ice
the
cream.
mochi.
Mochi, not machi, mochi.
Which my fiance does like
Mochi.
those, the frozen ones.
Yeah.
Don't get the warm, dry ones.
Where you get them,
They are disgusting.
Best is when you get them at the Japanese restaurants. Do you remember when you couldn't find sushi around here? And now everywhere you turn, there's sushi.
Yeah, the gas stations. and
Gas
stuff.
station, grocery store, garage sales. They're serving up sushi. It's
I had the
unbelievable.
sushi from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Anyway, a lot has changed. Here in studio right now is Chet LeConte. He is the Utica City Youth Bureau Chair. Is that, are you the director? right?
Recreation director
The
for the
director.
city of Utica, yes.
And listen, I think right now more than ever, correct me if I'm wrong, we're at a time where we got to make sure that we're taking care of these kids. You trying to hit him? We're taking care of these kids with something to do.
Yes, we're trying to create things now. People say there's nothing for their kids to do, and we're making things for kids to do.
Yeah,
Last week,
yeah.
actually, we had what was called the Spring Break Fun Fest at the Rec Center.
Oh yeah, because the kids were off.
Kids were off, so we had Bounce House there.
Nice.
Yeah, from Inflatables, Steve Stripe's Bounce House. It was great. The kids just had a chance just to unwind.
We have to be thinking about these things when kids are out of school. If there's nothing going on, and it used to be years ago, I have no idea, but they tell me, everybody played Little League, or there was the boys' club, the girls' club, all of these things that were going on. There were things to do, and we kind of have fallen by the wayside on that. And that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah, we do have our full summer program, which is biggest reason why I'm here. We have 9 parks, 3 pools, basketball camp, golf clinic, tennis clinic, speed camp. So we're basically looking to hire kids, youth, college students, high school students. Lifeguards is the biggest thing. And what that does is it puts our staff in place for us to give these kids in the city an opportunity to have stuff to do.
Are you finding that these college kids coming home are good workers?
Yes. I mean, decent. It's not like it used to be. When
You're
I
not
started,
old. When did you graduate?
Take a guess, Bill. Come on.
He's a young guy. You're young, right?
Well, how young do you
Chet?
think I am? Come on. You
I
can
mean,
tell
you
me.
look much younger than I do. That's all that matters.
I'll be
to me.
47 in August.
Get the hell out. How come I don't look like him?
Well, if I take my hat off, you'll realize.
I get it. I understand that. But the truth of the matter is, though, that times are different today.
Very different.
We as a community have to step up. Otherwise, these kids have nowhere to go. So when it comes to these workers, you hear a lot of people today say, oh, kids don't work and they have no work ethic today. I don't think that's true. I'm sure there's plenty that don't have work ethic. But we're work ethic today is a thing that's missing in America. You can't find anybody to do a job anymore.
Yeah, it's tough. We do run the green team too. We have a full, we hire mostly, well, actually all inner city youth, 18, 19, to do help with weed whacking and cleaning up in the city. And I tell you what, these kids, when they know they're making money, they'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I had 12, and I'd say 9 of them, did everything I asked them.
Yeah.
The other 3 were trying to hide behind the truck because they didn't want to use the weed whackers much. But if you're standing there telling them what to do, they'll do it. But a lot of the inner city youth they need that guidance, and that's what we're here for. Our main concentration is on the inner city.
Well, you're setting an example, right?
We try. We really do.
It's extremely important. And to get these kids, keep them busy before they get involved with the wrong stuff.
And that's the problem. These kids, that's if they don't have something to do in the idle time.
Yeah.
Idle time and idle minds will create trouble.
Well, and I think there's an older demographic that's preying on these kids.
Oh, 100%.
They're looking for it because they know that with the raise the age, they know that the kids can be prosecuted, so they're
doing the dirty work.
We heard a story recently where they handed the gun to the kid and said, "Go do this."
It's sad
like a
to
12-year-old
that whatever demographic it is, these older, they find what they're called foot soldiers, and they use them to do the dirty work because they don't get their hands dirty,
right?
And they put these kids in a position instead of, hey, let's try to help these kids.
And they get attention. They get what seems like is respect. They get money.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they're feeling good about this.
Exactly.
It's a way out. Unfortunately,
sad but true.
It's a way in to the system. Unfortunately.
Well, you're doing it the right way and giving somebody the opportunity to not only have a job and earn some money and do something they love, but they in turn can be an example to the kids that you're serving. As far as if you've got a younger person that's coaching a clinic of some sort of sport or advising them, then it gives them a role model to look after as well, and it can start a positive cycle as opposed to what's going on. Unfortunately.
Absolutely. And I don't want to make it sound like it's just me. I have a full staff that helps us out. Francesca Locanti, which is actually my daughter, she's full time. Keith Brown, Janine Johnson, Geraldine Frank. They're all. It's our team that does this, and they all created a positive environment for these kids to come to the rec center. My office is at the rec center on the Parkway. We have a full gym, full fitness center, full chalet for these kids to come, and we have an after-school program that's run out of there. And
how much do these kids make when they're whether they're lifeguards, or is it all one payment, one salary?
No, so lifeguards are next year. It's been gradually going up.
Lifeguards have to be certified.
Yes, they have to be certified. Anybody that's a Utica City School District student, they can do it for free through.
That's cool.
Yes, through their gym class.
Okay.
So Vinny Parada, who is the athletic director at Proctor, me and him, we're very close. We've been best friends for years.
Yeah.
We sat down. We're like, listen, how can we do this so that we can streamline them to you?
Right.
So the past 3 years, they've been offering the courses right at Proctor, so they can go in and talk to their teacher and get enrolled in that course. So they make $14.50 an hour. Is that a ton of money? No. But Mayor Galimi
for a young kid is
not bad.
Mayor Galimi, actually now, at the time he was the council president, he called me up and said, what do we need to do to get more money? And this was, 5 years ago. He went to E&A and we increased it $1. And then ever since then, I've gradually increased it 50 cents. So next year, hopefully we'll be up around $15 an hour for them.
Listen, that's not bad for
no, it's not.
Summer job
That's
at all.
really good.
And I'll tell you, they sit in the sun and get a suntan.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, what do you, this is perfect. Get a real job, for God's sake.
And what's nice
they
is...
are real jobs.
No, it is.
How do they apply?
So they can come right down to the rec center, 220 Memorial Parkway, or they can give us a call, 315-223-4320. The application is online at cityofutica.com. You click on department, click on Youth Bureau, and the application, and it comes right up.
And what's nice is you're taking the place of or filling the void left by when I was a kid, the Boys and Girls Club or the neighborhood, Well, actually, the neighborhood center, I think, is still in existence, but there were some, boys and girls clubs and things like that. You're kind of filling that void, allowing kids to come and have something to do during the summer, and that's the big part of this.
Absolutely. The Boys and Girls Club lost their chapter in our area, I want to say 10 years ago. But Mayor Galimi's biggest thing is the youth, and I've been working closely with him to create stuff. And with a lot of departments in his first 100 days, there's a lot going on. And his main priority has been the youth in the city, and I'm glad to have him here with us doing it.
Well, we got to do something.
Absolutely.
And this really helps. Again, city website, you can go to the Youth Bureau, call over for an application.
Absolutely.
If you're a parent or you're a grandparent out there and you know of a kid that's coming home, or even a kid in high school that's looking for a job this summer, it's a great opportunity. It falls in line with mostly their summer schedule, and it's a big positive. You're doing good for the community.
I appreciate it. Yes, our brochure for all our programs will be done hopefully by the middle of next week, so they can come pick it up.
Awesome. Chet Licani, thank you. Let's do it again soon.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Got a break at WIBX.
Are you prepared for the future? Help secure your family's financial well-being with professional guidance. Join us for a complimentary estate planning workshop presented by the DiGiorgio Law Firm with Phil DiGiorgio. Discover the key to creating a customized estate plan to protect assets and minimize taxes. Mark your calendar for 5:30 p.m. May 14th at the office of the DiGiorgio Law Firm, located at 258 Genesee Street in Utica. Space is limited, so RSVP today.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Babes at Harbor Point tomorrow morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Babes at Harbor Point is the best brunch spot in town. Bottomless mimosas and a full brunch menu. Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Online at BabesUtica.com. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates tomorrow from Babes at Harbor Point. Make sure you hurry because they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day. Veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend, made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend, plus receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Last night, they were protesting at Columbia, and then along came NYPD. I got to tell you something, that was a huge force. It seemed like hundreds of police officers. And And they came in and they took out and a lot of these protesters are more agitators than they are protesters.
Right.
A lot of them are not students, but even the ones who are students, listen, you vandalized, you broke windows, you broke into a place, you broke the rules, you are breaking the law. This is no longer a peaceful protest. You should be arrested.
Here comes the
And by the way,
NYPD.
you should be expelled, and all the money you put into this, sorry. You cannot graduate, whatever. They got to be tough on these kids.
I agree.
Give me a break. Richard, I'm for the war and supporting Israel, but the problem is Netanyahu must be replaced. So this makes everything difficult to evaluate the situation with the war. Now I got to say, though, some people will say that's anti-Semitic, but he is. That's kind of how I feel
well,
like
that's more his political belief that
it is.
Netanyahu
But today,
should be
if you're not all in, you're all out.
Right.
This is being run by the extremes on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem, and it ends up going nowhere.
Everything's politically divisive.
Everything is
chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream.
That's right. And listen, I'll kill you if you eat vanilla.
I hate
How could you eat vanilla? What's wrong with you? Julie this morning. Easy question on the free money question. For those who grew up listening to that music, my dad played Andrew Sisters all the time. Number one female selling artist group is the Supremes. Number two, Andrew Sisters. Wow. For Daylight Donuts, you got to do a commercial parody Daylight. Daylight, daylight, daylight. Daylight.
Daylight donuts, the drive-throughs fast.
There you go. Bingo. Done.
Asking you shall receive.
And then Mike this morning, regarding Wayne's pothole contest, it made me think you could do a parody song. The Hall & Oates song, Man Eater, could be changed to Car Eater.
That song is actually about New York City. So
he's a car eater. Yeah, I could see that.
Car
All right.
beater.
On the line, it's time now for our segment that we call
The Read Rundown.
The Read Rundown.
The Read Rundown.
Sound effects. Andrew Reed is on the line
That was
right
pretty
now,
good.
an attorney through Fox News. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning. Glad to be back.
Glad to be back. Glad to have you back. All that.
For the Read Rundown.
We have 3 topics we'll throw at you and some good ones today. So from a legal aspect, you give us your take. Topic number 1, Girl Scout. A 13-year-old Girl Scout is fined $400 for selling cookies on her grandparents' driveway for 3 very bizarre reasons. Why was she fined $400?
My goodness.
So the 3 reasons basically all revolved around, apparently initially she was blocking the sidewalk and she moved her stuff, but she did not move it far enough according to code. Another reason there. And then it just created a situation that was difficult. And at least from some of the reports, we get that she actually had an issue there where she ultimately ended up got the code enforcement official was having a bad day when she came about. So at least that's noted and somewhat good here, because at least lets us know that this really wasn't just a situation of someone trying to be vengeful, if you will.
Yeah.
It was just somebody having a bad day. And ultimately the city has made it where they ultimately only had to pay one fine, not the 3 that were originally there.
I don't think they should have had to pay any of the fines.
What if they paid it in Girl Scout cookies?
That's, that would be expensive.
Well, it'll be $200 if it's in tagalongs.
That's right, yeah. All right, well, listen, people who have a bad day and they're in a position of power shouldn't take it out on others. That's just my little take on the whole thing. Topic number 2, Andrew Reed. A school principal was framed.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I saw this story. Using AI-generated racism, a racism rant that was AI-generated. Police say a coworker is now charged. It was an adult that did this to the principal. What about this story?
Yeah, so this is just a crazy story with a lot of background noise and a lot of little nuances. But ultimately what came about is someone created an AI deepfake racist rant, or at least according to reports, that's what they called it, that supposedly was this principal. Well, it turned out that was a deep fake that somebody had done and posted. And so ultimately that principal got in trouble. He was under investigation. He was all of this. And now he's got the situation of they're trying to reverse all that because they discovered it was an athletic director of that school district that had some issues with the principal and other issues that was at least involved. They're still investigating whether he fully created this, but at a minimum, he was involved with part of the creation of this. So,
wow.
But the little nuance here is that in that state, the district attorneys are going, we actually don't have enough laws in place that cover this type of situation. They're going, we feel that it's wrong, but we really don't have the laws in place.
Yeah,
It's
like
just
what are
one
you
of
gonna
those
what are you gonna charge him with?
Exactly. So that's where there's questions of, okay, how do we address the deep fake situation, and what do those laws look like? Where do they start and end?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we have a long way to go on this wild, wild west of AI. Yeah. And then the TikTok thing. The government is now saying it is the law. You must sell off. Cannot be owned at all by the Chinese government. But here's the problem with this. My guess is in America, if this was in China and they're like, you must sell, they'd come in tomorrow, pack up your bags, we're shutting you down. This shutdown is going to go on forever, it seems. And I feel like it's going to end up in court. They're going to, the government's going to have to prove that they really are in bed with the Chinese government. And I think this is going to drag on forever. What do you think?
It probably will. I know from one report, the general counsel of TikTok has actually taken a leave of absence to be the special counsel in charge of fighting this for TikTok. So it's one, they are definitely going to fight this all the way. Yeah. And as I've seen some notes on it, a lot of people say, well, they could divest it, but at the same time, they don't want to release some of how they do what they do, some of that proprietary information. Mm-hmm. And the Chinese government supposedly has said, no, we're not going to allow some of that to be released. So it's one, it's going to be an interesting to watch all the way around.
Yeah. And then finally, I wanted to ask you, Andrew, are you based in New York City?
No, I am based in Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. All right. Very cool. Well, you guys down there have had your own protests on these college campuses as well.
But those cops don't play.
No, there was no playing around. And NYPD here's the problem. NYPD was ready to go long before, and UCLA had the same problem. The police were ready to come in, although they delayed yesterday, which is just crazy. But all of these we all went to college. And what is going on here? What is happening here?
It is just crazy.
That's all you can say. As always, we appreciate the Read Rundown. The Read Rundown. Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome. Glad to be on.
Have a great day. All right.
You too.
That's Andrew Reed. Can I keep it going, or do you want me to?
I would love a break, but you can keep going if you want.
I want to tell you about Steve Ponte Mazda, Ricky Z, and what a great guy, and a great group of people over there, and a great overall family dealership. Steve Ponte, a group of family-owned and operated dealerships in the area. Steve Ponte Mazda, the Move to Mazda sales event is back. And Ricky Z says, come in and drive a new 2024 Mazda CX-30 select sports model for only $275 a month on a 36-month lease. Or you can save with APR, low APR financing, 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, or 3.9% on select award-winning new 2024 Mazdas. See the dealership for details. As Ricky says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Coming up, Ryan Nobles from NBC will need, how about 90 seconds? Can I get him in 90 seconds?
90 seconds?
Ryan,
Perfect.
we're with you in 90 seconds on WIBX.
Curtis Lumber's Customer Appreciation Days are back. For 3 days only, May 2nd through May 4th, Curtis Lumber will pay the sales tax on your purchase. Not sure what you need for your project? Buy a gift card and Curtis Lumber will load the sales tax amount onto the card as a bonus. For details and in-store specials, visit curtislumber.com/customer appreciation. Enjoy tax-free savings May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Curtis Lumber.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around.
Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it.
That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
This is actual footage of Bill Keeler doing a radio show on WIBX. Sadly, his career was found in a heavily wooded area. If you know the person or persons who ended the radio career of Bill Keeler, please tell them thanks on behalf of the people of Central New York.
Keeler in the morning, Keeler in the morning.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good guy. Good guy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. NBC, Ryan Nobles. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning.
Hey, Bill. Good morning. How are you?
Well, let's see. What do you focus on today? I mean, there's just so much. It's like a potpourri of craziness out there. What do you get to focus on today?
Well, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about my work. I will be anchoring today on MSNBC at noon.
All right.
Filling in for the great Andrea Mitchell. And we are going to talk a lot about these campus protests last night and the way the NYPD came in to deal with the situation at Columbia, the controversy around that. The House is also going to take up a bill that is designed to address anti-Semitism. There'll be some controversy over that. There's some progressive Democrats that don't like the way the language basically would redefine anti-Semitism at the federal level to suggest that anyone who doesn't believe that Israel is entitled to its own state borders on anti-Semitism. And then the other big thing I'm tracking, and as of right now will be in Nightly News for tonight, is whether or not Marjorie Taylor Greene, who at 9 o'clock this morning is going to reveal her intentions as to whether or not she plans to move forward with this motion to vacate the Speaker, Mike Johnson. But the Speaker got a huge lifeline yesterday when the Democratic leader, Hakeem Jeffries, put out a statement saying that Democrats would support a motion to table any sort of motion to vacate. So
I really feel like they should have
pretty significant development.
They should have done that with McCarthy. And but they, you know, at the time, it's like, boy, we love seeing the Republicans squirm, and in this case, though, there's so much going on. This is such a very scary time in the world. There's no room to play here. You got to be responsible.
So here's the difference between what happened with McCarthy and what's happening with Johnson. The first with McCarthy is that McCarthy never gave Democrats any kind of a reason to give him a lifeline.
Yep.
In fact, at the time where it looked like his speakership was in the most danger, that's when he launched the impeachment inquiry into President Biden, which has proven to be kind of a pretty dramatic failure. And so at that point, there was still a ton of really significant legislative items that were still pretty controversial that had yet to be dealt with. They still hadn't come up with a long-term spending bill yet. The Ukraine aid was still very much in the balance. McCarthy had not given any kind of indication as to which way he was going to go in that respect, or at the very least, that he was going to be a good bargaining partner with Democrats when it came to that. The difference with Johnson is that at each step of the game, Johnson has been a willing negotiator. He is not just kind of, Marjorie Taylor Greene would tell you that he has, but he hasn't just, collapsed and given the Democrats everything they've wanted. He's made significant changes to a lot of this legislation that ultimately became law to make it a little bit more conservative at each stand, and has kind of recognized the fact that the very tight margins mean that you've got to cut deals.
Yeah.
He's been willing to do that. And so I think for the situation with McCarthy, the timing of it was the Democrats had to hope that if they rescued him, that he would then become a willing partner.
Right.
In this case, Johnson's already demonstrated that he's willing to negotiate with them. And so I think they feel more comfortable, allowing this process.
And they also made promises, right? That if we can get this stuff passed for Ukraine and for Israel, and they basically made promises to him saying, we would support you and if you get yourself in this situation. So
there were rank and file Democrats that certainly suggested that and certainly said that they'd be willing to do that. Hakeem Jeffries and the Democratic leadership never really came out and said that. I mean, we believe that there was probably some signals that were sent back and forth between the two sides, but they never definitively said that on the record. So that's why it was so significant that they came out and put out this statement yesterday. And it was pretty remarkable, Bill. I was actually in a press conference with Speaker Johnson yesterday.
Wow.
When the news came out that the Democrats were willing to do this, and I saw one of Johnson's top aides kind of walk around the back of the room and signal to him and hand him a piece of paper that told him that the Democrats were coming to his rescue because he knew, or his aide knew that he was going to get questions on it, and he certainly did right after the fact. So it's pretty dramatic.
That's big. That is big. It seems that right now, where things seem a bit scary around the world, maybe Congress, the House in particular, is looking at things a little differently right now as opposed to politically. I want to go to NYPD, and I think Columbia should have called them in earlier, but you know what? They waited, which allows Columbia to say we waited as long as we could. But then when it became criminal, you're breaking windows. I hate to say, but I had visions of January 6th there. What was going on at Columbia. Obviously a different scenario, but my take on this, and I wonder where you fall, is I just can't believe how volatile and dangerous that situation was and how well NYPD handled that mission.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about how it all went down to render a decision as to whether or not everything that the NYPD did was completely on the up and up and okay. I do think the images of college students being dragged out of buildings, with armed police officers is not necessarily one that you want to see happen.
Right.
But I do think it had reached a point of, they'd reached kind of an impasse here where if something dramatic didn't happen, then this could go on forever. And, you saw on some other college campuses, there was an opening for the two sides to negotiate and kind of talk about what the demands were from the student protesters, and that allowed the situation to break up and things to calm down.
Yeah.
I don't think, the situation at Columbia had gone over the Rubicon. They were past the point of negotiating. And, if you believe what the reporting is on what their demands were, their demands seemed unreasonable.
Yes,
not one that the college was going to be able to handle. But, that being said, I think there's a lot of what we're seeing play out on college campuses that really echoes what we saw during the Vietnam era in the United States. And we look back upon those protests fondly. I think that we view
much differently than we did when it was happening.
Yeah, those young student protesters now, I think we consider that to be kind of what really led the charge to force the American government to get out of what was a failing war. This is a different situation in that the U.S. isn't directly involved, but obviously we just sent them billions of dollars in aid, while Biden has been pretty strong in his condemnation of the way that Netanyahu has handled the humanitarian crisis. To a certain extent, the United States is still complicit in the idea that we're not forcing them to calm things down. So I can understand why there's a lot of young people that are frustrated by this, but the situation in the Middle East is so unbelievably complicated, and I do think that there are a lot of people that want this to be a binary choice. Either it's the Israelis that are right, or it's the Palestinians that are right.
That's just
it's anything but.
So, and it's interesting that you bring that up, because I have to say, and I just want to state my personal belief is, the longer this goes on for Israel, the more they're going to lose the worldwide public opinion. And we've been saying that for quite some time, and it's now getting to that point. At the same time, I think they have to protect their people, and enough is enough. Let's not forget who started this. However, with all of that said, I'm a little uncomfortable, and I don't want to come off. Don't go. I'm just a little uncomfortable with Congress saying that it is now law. I mean, whatever their plan is to move forward, that anyone that it becomes anti-Semitic to say you would not be for an Israeli state. There are people who have deep religious beliefs, who understand that is the Holy Land, and may not agree with Israel having complete control of that. So does that make them a racist? Does that make them anti-Semitic? Not necessarily. And boy, we're kind of, I think, getting very dangerously near a violation of free speech.
Bill, this is, I think, right now, and I don't know that we're talking about it in specific enough terms, but I think you're exactly right that there's a difference between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism, right? So anti-Zionism is a political belief, right? It's a political belief that the creation of Israel after World War II as a way to rectify the Holocaust and to redeem the Jewish people back to what they believe was their birthright, that was a political decision that was made in error, and that has led to a lot of the discontent and discord in that region in the 70 plus years since it happened. But on the other side of it, there are other people that firmly believe that the Jewish people were entitled to that this was something that they had already been pushed out of that land centuries before, and that this was the world making right on an atrocity that had happened a long time ago. Regardless, that's up for debate. There is not and I think history has proven that's long been up for debate. It's the reason that we have a continued unrest and conflict in that region is because of that decision and everything that came before it. So, I do think that just creating a blanket statement that says that anyone that opposes the Israeli state going forward is anti-Semitic, I think can be dangerous. That being said, and this is every one of these things is I do think that anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism are pretty close cousins. And I do think that there are a lot of people in the anti-Zionist movement who definitively have anti-Semitic views and believe that
is absolutely true.
The root of a lot of evil around the world. And so that's why it's so difficult. It is a very, very thin line that we're walking on here. It's the reason that people get so violent and upset about it, because there are no easy answers to this. And it's just unfortunate. I mean, because there are so many innocent people who are caught in the middle of all of this, who are suffering as a result.
Ultimately, people that are infiltrating these protests and shouting death to Jews, and I mean, there is no room for that on any college campus.
And Bill, and I think that there's bad apples in every protest, right?
Sure.
We saw that with the Black Lives Matter movement, right? Even though in general the purpose of that movement and the kind of the inspiration behind it was laudable, and 98% of the people that contributed to those protests had the right intent, but there were bad people that got mixed up into that and set things on fire and destroyed property and looted, and that was wrong.
Yeah.
And in this case, though, I do think it's interesting that you see a lot of the leaders of these movements, the ones who are that these groups are putting up front, who are saying that this is the person that represents us, and then there are groups that are going back and looking at their social media posts, and they're saying really awful things. That
No
they
doubt
will
about
kill
it. Yep.
people who are Zionists and things along those lines. that I think is a real serious problem.
I have one comment here from Mike, and we'll be watching at noon today on MSNBC. Ryan, you'll be hosting. I'm sorry it's an overreach, Ryan. I'm with you, but comparing what's happening today to Vietnam protests in Vietnam, we're talking about American boys shipping them over to fight whether they wanted to go or not. I don't agree with the comparison. And I have like 7 seconds, Ryan, for you to respond.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't think we'll be able to make an accurate comparison until many years to come. But the point is well made.
Noon today. Thank you, Ryan.
All right, thank you.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
This is a Fox News alert. The protest turned into a brawl. I'm Dave Anthony. It happened at UCLA. Those pro-Palestinian demonstrators then clashed when Jewish students, fed up with an encampment and harassment, had enough.
Pro-Israel protesters said, university's not going to take it down, we will. And they were met by pepper spray. We were told by some that I talked to here earlier today, boards with nails in them. And on the back you have a rope that you can use it like a shield and pushing people that way. Some injuries occurred, none that we know that were serious, but you could see a lot of people being hit with sticks and bats.
Fox's William Lajeunesse at UCLA, where it took police about 3 hours to show up to stop the fighting. Police cracked down last night in New York City.
We'll do what we always done. We'll get arrested, just like the criminals in the subway. They're always right back out in 24 hours.
There were about 300 arrests at City College and Columbia.
The university called in to the NYPD and said, hey, basically, we can't handle this on our own anymore, and said, we need your help now. We need you to come into Hamilton Hall where these kids are inside, barricading themselves, bringing in food and supplies, and saying they're going to stay till graduation. So we need you guys to come in and take care of this. So they came in and arrested dozens of those students who were inside of Hamilton Hall, and then they also cleared out that Gaza Solidarity encampment.
Fox's Alexis McAdams at Columbia. An encampment also cleared at Tulane in Louisiana this morning amid the many that are on campuses nationwide. Former President Trump calling for an end to campus violence, something he may talk about campaigning in Michigan and Wisconsin on this off day at his criminal trial as Democrats focus on abortion rights.
A Florida law banning abortions in most cases after 6 weeks takes effect today. The result, President Biden says, of former President Trump. Vice President Kamala Harris visits Florida today.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Progressive presents 10 things on a plumber's to-do list that are harder than getting a small business insurance quote. Waking up for 5 a.m. plumbing disasters, finding out why water is pouring from the ceiling, replacing a pipe in a home from the 1800s, then dealing with invoices or your awkward apprentice or that really weird smell, and then there's breathing and eating and, of course, clogs.